Welcome.
You didn't think I'd do it now, did you?
Well, let's put this in perspective. This isn't a full review. This is, well, sort of a review. That's the best way to say. NXT, this date, NXT Heatwave, my sort of review. Maybe that might be the title. I don't know yet. I'm going to give you my thoughts on this NXT Heatwave. What I liked, what I didn't like. I'm not going to be heavily detailed. Pretty much, it was time to take a look at each individual product. Now, I tried to film a Raw review yesterday, and I got to say this before I get started NXT. I did shoot a video, but my camera malfunctioned and I lost the footage. And that pissed me off and I didn't try to do it again. So now I'm trying this. This time.
For anyone who's doing what I'm doing, if you don't think about it, once in a while, format your cards.
Format your SD cards. If you do not, sooner or later it's going to malfunction like it did yesterday. And I had footage that I did shoot that I could not upload because it didn't work. It was errored out. So, what did I think about Heatwave? I'll say this. The opening with the North American title with Carmelo Hayes and, what is the guy's name? Ben Gesk? I don't even know the guy's name. I have not been watching the product, so I don't know who this guy is. But the match was okay. It was good. Carmelo Hayes is still stuck with his partner, which I never did like Carmelo Hayes with a partner. I know he worked well, but I felt by this time, couldn't he be off on his own? Because his partner looked like he could be something interesting, but he's basically just there for show. In the end, Carmelo did win. And it makes you wonder, is Carmelo ready? Or is his partner still not ready? Because I'm wondering, Carmelo's been there for a while. As far as I know, almost 2 years. Almost. And he feels like he's been there even longer than that. And I'm wondering, is Carmelo Hayes ready to go to the main roster? Or is his partner not ready to go to the main roster? Because he's pretty polished. He has a good attitude. At least his charisma. He does talk pretty well. His ring work seemed to be fine. But I'm wondering about the other guy that's with him. I don't know. It's what you guys got to decide. Diamond Mine dealing with the Gallus. I thought it was Dallas, but it's Gallus. But seeing that Robert Strong is still there, well, he decided to stick it out, and now hopefully he's going to get some type of benefit that Triple H is now running the general. Well, when it comes to 2.0, it still doesn't seem to be very good, because I did see stuff there that seemed to suck. But he stuck it out. He will be rewarded for it because he didn't leave the company. So, seeing that there was some level of dissension and that they were trying to get rid of him in Diamond Mine, it made you wonder, is that the wisest thing to do? Then the Gallus showed up, and due to the fact of how I can't remember the name of the tag team champions for NXT right now, they're the ones that are in Diamond Mine. They were questioning to see that the guy from Gallus, one of the guys from Gallus, was one of the reasons why they didn't feel trusting anymore. But then Gallus basically whooped their asses. Now, it kind of made me think, someone did not think very clearly when they came up with this angle. They did. Because when it came down to it, Gallus should have just whooped everyone else's ass and left it like that so they would be off balance. So they would have more dissension. I'm just saying, because if you're going to really make a story mean something and say that, I forgot the guy's name, McCoy or something. I forgot them. And he's questioning Robert Strong. It makes you think, well, if it's going to be like this, wouldn't it have been better to Gallus to screw with them first before destroying them? I'm just saying. I'm not saying that was the best way to do it, but it would make it more logical. That was just me. Now, this was a sloppy match for me personally. Cora Jade. Now, she had something going on last year that I did a little bit see of. In other words, I did see a little bit of Toxic Attraction dealing with Cora Jade. And then you see Roxy, who was the former NXT champion. Not NXT, sorry. H champion before she left to go to NXT. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know what's going on with Cora Jade. They said they had been working together for a while, but when I saw that match, whether it was in picture or full screen, that was freaking sloppy. Roxy missed her spots. Cora Jade missed her spots. At one point, Cora Jade was dumped Roxy on her head. It was freaking sloppy. I'm sorry. You guys loved the match? More power to you. I did not. It was sloppy as hell. Cora Jade won the match, but it was damn sloppy. In most cases, next to being sloppy, it was almost telegraphed in some cases. Now, I'm not being biased here. I don't really care. I don't care for Cora Jade or Roxy or against Cora Jade and Roxy. I'm just telling you what I saw. And what I saw was two women that were in an angle where they had been together for a while, but this match did not reflect that story. The match was sloppy. Now, I don't know if they've been like that for a while or this was just an off night, but it was just, I'm sorry. Now, when we saw several vid packs, I didn't like them. Quincy, I believe the guy's name is Quincy, the Ultimate Diva. It's not the point that if he's gay or not. I personally don't care. As long as you write correctly for him, I don't care. But if the guy's name is Quincy, he was wearing the glasses and he seemed to be gay, possibly homosexual, I don't really care. But the way that they gave the vid pack seemed like it was way overproduced. And it didn't feel legitimate. Now, if that's what they're going for, fine, they succeeded. But the way that he was trying to produce what he was trying to say felt like he was reading like a piece of paper like this. And it wasn't that he was looking at the screen. It was like he was trying to remember his lines so hard that it felt so disingenuous. My notes. It felt so disingenuous. Like he got prepped by somebody who pretty much wanted it exactly like that. And he tried to run through it a couple of times and he screwed up and he got scared and he felt like he had to get it right. So for me personally, I didn't feel it. And it's not because he's gay. It's that it just didn't feel produced correctly. I don't think Triple H even touched it. That's just me, guys. Tell me below. Now, when it comes to Stanton versus, what is the girl's name? I can't remember her name. She was supposed to be a gymnast. And now she's dealing with the girl that seems to be like a Twitch streamer, Chu. And next week, they're going to be going at each other at NXT. I can't really say if it's going to be a good match or a good feud because I haven't seen either one of them. I will say this, since they did give them a shine and let them have their vid pack, at least whoever produced it wanted them to be considered important. But honestly, it also felt like overproduced. It also felt like, at least for the woman who is the gymnast, not Chu, the one who looks like a streamer. She looked way overproduced. And the one Chu that looked like a streamer, she seemed a little more natural at it. Doesn't mean it was perfect. It doesn't mean it was great. It just felt a little more naturally flowing. But that's just me. Now, the match, we had 3 matches that I didn't like. Now, NXT Heavyweight Champion. That match with Braun Breaker and JD Madorin. He's from, I think, NXT UK. He won that damn title. That was a decent to good match. Now, was it a little over violent? I don't think everyone's going to like it because they did go a little bit too far in how violent they were. For me personally, it didn't matter. I was alright with it. It wasn't that bad of a match. In the end, I didn't expect Braun Breaker to lose here because I don't think he's ready for the main roster yet. he's far from it. He ain't ready. He did do a good showing and showed a lot of emotion while he was wrestling. Now he also had the NXT champion show up right after the match was over. And it almost looks like when they have their next show, the NXT champion's going up against the NXT UK champ. Maybe for bragging rights. I thought the moment I saw that, the first thought that went to my head was a unification match. But I'm thinking that would make no sense. NXT UK is NXT UK. They wouldn't combine the titles. So that's going to probably be a bragging right type of thing to see which champion is better, the UK version or the American and everywhere version. That was the third best match. Wasn't bad. The second best match, which was Mandy Rose versus Starks. Now, I've never been fond of Starks. I never knew the appeal of Starks. But this match was a good match. Mandy Rose has always been a question whenever we saw on the main roster. And when it came to Corey Graves trying to put her over, I never felt she was totally legitimate. She did have a decent storyline, not a great one, but a decent one with Otis. And we all wanted to go a certain way, which generally it did, to a certain extent. But when she went to NXT, she became an entirely different persona, which I felt was very good. She let her hair naturally go back to being a brunette. She showed more aggression. She showed more being a heel. She had her faction. I thought it did pretty well. So seeing this match and seeing that she's current champion, I think that she is in the perfect place to be. I do not think her going to the main roster is the wisest thing to do. At least not now. I don't think there's anywhere she belongs on the main roster as it stands with the current change in administration and the Papa H regime. Because I don't think she would fit in correctly. Remember when at least when a few times I did see her before I stopped, because I was barely looking at it, she came in right around the time when Vince was in and Papa H was out. So she's basically kind of like a Vince project with a little bit of Papa H to look at. Because when Papa H left, because of his heart problem, at least the certain time when he finally did leave, it was more Vince who was in control of that along with Bruce. So I will say this is one of the rare times that Bruce and Vince did do a decent job with a talent. She makes sense as she is. She does. But I will say this was the second best match of the night, but I got very worried when Starks literally got dumped on her head when she got flipped back by Mandy. Mandy, I don't know if it was Starks who did it. I don't know if it was Mandy. One of them was not thinking. They were not communicating. Stark's neck was like this. Bang! She hit the mat hard on her back of her head. I'm hoping she's all right and she didn't jack nothing. In the end, Mandy did win. Fun. Final match, which I felt was the best match that I've seen on NXT in a while. Because I didn't watch much of the original Black and Gold and I didn't barely see anything of 2.0. This match was Tony D'Angelo versus the El Phantasmo. Well, not El Phantasmo. Escobar. Sorry, I'm bad with names. This match was a good match. And Escobar showed why he needs to be on the main roster. I truly wish that his entire group would go with him. But if it's only him, it makes sense. This was a damn good match. Seeing a crowbar in the match was alright. Seeing brass knucks in the match was fine. I was fine with it. I enjoyed the match from the beginning to the end. It was a good vid pack beforehand. I felt it really explained the last 4 months that I did not see what was going on. Now, I'm not saying that I'm for Tony D'Angelo, even though he has a generally good accent of a New Yorker, because he's trying to be a Italian New Yorker. Not too bad. I know JD loves him. And Escobar, I'm sorry. I think his name is Santo Escobar. There you go. He just fits a cartel guy. And he felt like a cartel guy in the vid pack. And in the story, it felt legitimate. So in the end, this is the story. This is the last match, street fight. If Sansko Escobar loses, he's gone. If he wins, he and his crew is set free from being part of the Don's crew. And in the end, he loses. And I agree with it. The question is going to be, where is he going to go? He's done with NXT. He had to lose. Now he's going to the main roster. And now that Triple H is running both rosters, you know that wherever he's developed here in NXT will be translated into the main roster. The question is, where? Is he going to SmackDown or is he going to Raw? My guess is he might go to Raw. But it's just me, and I don't know his full scope of his story, but from the vid pack, it seemed to be that he might fit in SmackDown. He might fit Blue. Now, let me give it to you like this, guys. I'm not saying this show is great. Good matches. Promos seem to be cringy. Writing didn't seem to be good. But it was okay. Now, am I going to look at SmackDown this Friday? I might. I'm thinking about, am I going to bypass Rampage and do a SmackDown? I don't know if I will record it, but I am considering watching it. Because, like I said in previous videos, now that things have changed, I got to see where they're going. Because no matter what anybody says, I don't care what JD says, I don't care what Just Alex says. If you're for them, I understand. They are happy as stink that everything has changed so much. But I'm still in the premise that, whoa, hold it. We have no idea what's going to happen in the next 12 months with that roster and that production. You don't know if there's going to be any type of problems that's going to crop up, and we're going to start hearing in the dirt sheets that some executive or some wrestler is going to be giving issues. Now, I'm not saying it will happen, but I'm that type of person that will wait and see. Like I've always said with Impact Wrestling, wait and see how production and how creative is going to act. And I understand JD. I understand Just Alex. They made it very clear. There's no way everything's going to be changed immediately. Even though right now they are tickle pink that things are moving the way they think it is. For me personally, I'm not like them. I'm not trusting them. I'm not trusting Triple H. I'm not trusting Nick Khan. I'm not trusting Stephanie McMahon. There's a very strong possibility we will get some weird stuff coming in the next 12 months to see what will work great. No matter, even if Triple H is there, you don't know what's going to happen. Nick can override a Triple H. Stephanie can override a Triple H. I'd rather wait and see if everything will work before I'm going to say I'm going to do constant Raw or constant SmackDown or constant NXT. I'm just going to take my time with it. And I hope you enjoy this. Give me a comment below and maybe a like or two. No one ever sees me anyway, but still. Try and give me a like. Maybe someone will like me. I know I'm not on Twitter, so I barely get seen. Peace.